All right. Good evening everyone. Pasensya na medyo late tayo sumali dito sa ating diskusyon. As you may know, unfortunately, Lola is no longer with us, and since essentially Sunday, medyo roller coastering situation natin. I think Lola eventually, realized na perhaps the best way for her is to rejoin the Lord and Lolo among others kasi hirap na hirap siya and more than 2 weeks na siya sa ICU and with all of those things and siguro she was also wondering na kasi very very lively and dynamic yung lola po natin as you can see in all of our posts among other things. To be honest, I was really looking forward na kahit papaano ma-interview ko pa rin si Lola. I have a couple of interviews of her based on dun sa kanya experience. She was born in the 1930s, no? So, meron siyang direct experience of Second World War, direct experience of Japanese occupation, later on liberation. So lahat yan, Lola's had first-hand information and witness of that. So I did some interviews of her, but I was really hoping to do better with some professional cameras. I brought two actually legit cameras over the days, but I think eventually Lola realized na, perhaps the best way forward is for her to rejoin the Lord. So thank you so much again sa lahat ng mga prayers nyo and all your love and your best wishes. I'm sure the Lord is listening and the Lord is very much also appreciative of all the love you're sharing to one of his children. I'm extremely grateful also for the time we have spent with Lola. I mean, she lived for 87 years. We're hoping that she'll go all the way. But 87 years is no joke, and I think that was 87 years, very strong years, very dynamic years, very energetic years. As you remember, hanggang nung birthday lang niya the other month, gumagawa pa kami ng mga videos na, you know, um, watashi masta, sta, pinapasayaw natin Lola. I mean, Lola was someone who really believed in living life to the fullest, in terms of giving love, in terms of giving energy, in terms of enjoying herself. So, if there's one thing I mean, there's a lot of things I can be grateful about, but if there's one thing I can be grateful about is I know in my heart and in my memory and my mind that, Lola lived her life to the fullest. And I think that is something that is something that I'm tremendously grateful about. So thank you so much again sa lahat ng mga prayers niyo and all. I know Lola gave it a good fight, and actually there was a time that I thought she's really gonna recover. Last Friday, she was looking well. We were hoping that by Sunday, Monday, we could get her back to the ward. But I think Lola at some point realized that perhaps, um, you know, if she's not gonna live the life exactly the way she wants, then perhaps there's she better rejoin the Lord. No, so we are very grateful for that, and thanks to your love and support. No, I think our family and everyone has been touched by Lola's life. Has been able to better cope with these difficult moments, among other things. Let me also thank so much lahat ng mga sumuporta, Ambassador Carlson, the Senator De Lima, many, many other great folks who send their prayers and their commiserations to Lola Elisa. All right, so Elisa Foronda for those who are wondering. So thank you so much for your prayers. Obviously, we're still in the phase of wake. Kanina dumaan ulit ako kay Lola. So we're hoping na by weekend, we can put her in her final resting place as the rest of the family, God willing, inshallah, joins us. So thank you so much again for all of your support and love. And I'll tell you what, when there are always these difficult moments, no, of loss and grief and all, it's also a moment of reflection, no, on all of the blessings we have, all of the great moments we have. It's very easy for us to take things for granted, guys. It's very very easy for us to take things for granted, especially when you're very busy with your work, you have the momentum, you're getting attention. And thank you so much sa lahat ng mga kameta natin, supporters natin, Baguio, Manila, all around the world, who are showing their support and also expressing their commiserations. I really appreciate that, and at the same time, I feel very grateful na there's so many people, all around the country and the world, who appreciate the message we bring to the table and appreciate the inspiration and literally the genes, no, yung palaban na genes that runs through my veins, through my body, thanks to Lola. So kung if there are people who are wondering bakit ito si Richard ay patola, ito si Richard ay makulit, ano ba to si Richard na to, ADHD, he's all over the place, he's doing everything, going here and there. I got that energy from my Lola. Absolutely. Yung that kind of makulit restlessness and that kind of defiant energy and dynamism. Lahat yan kay Lola. I'm really really grateful for that. In the same way, I'm also grateful to my lolos and my other grandmas, grandmother Mariam, all of them have rejoined the Lord, who also gave me this contemplative, introspective, and spiritual side. So I'm really, really grateful for all the moments and time I've spent with them. So my advice to folks there who still have their grandparents with them and who are blessed with, energetic, feisty grandparents, or actually grandparents in any form, whether they're feisty or not, please make sure you spend time with them. Please make sure um, you cherish your moment with them. Please make sure you show love to them and support while they're around. Because yun nga, this is a world whereby, this is a journey, right? This is a journey. We don't know how long anyone is gonna stay around. Ang alam lang natin is everyone is eventually gonna pass over. So while you're around, while your loved ones are around, please, please don't waste any time to show your love, especially to the elderlies, to your lolas, to your lolos. If your parents are a little bit aged and senior na, also to them. So yun lang mga gawa natin dyan. Yun lang mga gawa natin dyan. In terms of showing love and support. So thank you so much again sa followers natin on YouTube, on TikTok, on Facebook, among other things. And also, as I said, we may have disagreements here and there. We may have asaran here and there. We may have kantsawan here and there. But at the end of the day, lahat tayo tao. No, lahat tayo may puso, lahat tayo may pamilya, lahat tayo may minamahal, lahat tayo nasasaktan, lahat tayo nagmamahal at nasasaktan. I really appreciate yung expression of humanity, and expression of support and respect throughout the past weeks and all of that. Again, as you can see, I was honestly really, a part of me was really thinking kaya pa rin yan, and was looking forward to interview Lola, actually, make her sit here during the beautiful day, talk to her. But God has His own plans, and Lola, I'm sure, really thought this through. Diba? She fought as much as she could. So maybe rejoining the Lord was really what she felt was best for her. So thank you so much again, also to all the nurses and doctors, everyone who paid attention and made sure na Lola can get the best care she can, at the same time she can pull through. Kasi at sometimes sobrang komplikado na, multiple organs were affected. I could imagine how difficult that was for Lola. And someone who's very energetic and used to be around and all of that, mahirap talaga sa kanya. All right. Obviously kahapon I just felt it's not the right time to talk about politics and all of that. It was time to spend with family and all. But obviously, me being me, guys, I spend time also trying to make sure that I keep in touch with developments and um, with what's happening out there. So many interesting things. No, so kahapon we had Manny Pacquiao, Senator Pacquiao, finally filing his certificate of candidacy. Dito sa Senate race, we had Chavit Singson, not too far from us here. Also, uh, joining us, talaga itong mga tao, talaga TikTok talaga, na mga kung ano silang mga walang hiyang tao nagjo-join talaga. Wala talaga kayong sense of timing, no? Pwede naman tayo mag-away. There's time for war, there's time for peace. But sige lang, if you want to get blocked, that's your problem. Um, Going back to these guys. So, today, ang gulo na naman today kasi thanks na naman sa mga Duterte, magulo na naman ang usapan. So, obviously the other day, Rodrigo Duterte made it clear na he's gonna run for mayor of Davao, and then si Basta will step not down but downwards as vice mayor, and then Pulong will go for, for another term in office. So that meant essentially not a single Duterte will run for national office, which is a huge, huge step down from where Sara Duterte was just few months ago. Remember when Sara Duterte said noon na hindi hindi dalawa, pero tatlong Duterte ang pwedeng tumakbo sa Senado, at pinagtawanan siya ng sarili niyang ama. Obviously, I think Duterte the father knew that kung gusto mo magyabang or anything, make sure you can back it up. And I think even Rodrigo the father realized that hindi na sila kasing lakas ng dati. You know, to run for national office, not only do you need charisma, you need popularity. More important, you also need machinery and momentum. And whether it's machinery, momentum, lahat yan talagang walang-wala sa mga Duterte ngayon at hirap na hirap talaga sila. Survival mode talaga sila. Now, just to tell you how much of a survival mode they are, there's in such a survival mode right now na Nograleses, again, dun sa mga pinagtatawanan tayo, Richard, ano naman, palpak na naman prediction mo? Like, actually, practically all of our predictions came true. I said, palpak si Digong noong 2015, 2016, palpak siya lumabas. I said, wala tayong makakuha sa China, lahat ng ginagawa ni Digong, exactly yun nangyari, na pledge trap tayo. Sabi ko, Bongbong Marcos will be better on foreign policy than Digong and West Philippines. He will not be China's tuta. Exactly yun ang nangyari. And tagal na natin sinasabi, almost a year before Senator De Lima was freed, I said, I think we're moving in that direction. It happened before the end of the year. Yes, don't worry, hindi pa nangyari yung ICC, pero wag kayong excited, papunta pa rin tayo dyan. It's just a matter of time. So yung mga ka-DDS natin na excited sa ICC, don't worry guys, papunta tayo sa ICC dyan. And don't worry, we'll talk about more ICC in the coming days as we talk to legal luminaries and experts, including also, hopefully, we'll talk to also Attorney Conti, who is someone who is directly in tune dun sa development sa ICC. So, don't worry about it, guys. Relax lang kayo dyan. Huwag kayong excited masyado. Papunta tayo dyan. In the meantime, yung mga ka-DDS natin, siguro, unahin nyo muna kung nasaan na po yung mga pulveronic video na ni BBM? Huh? Matagal yung sinasabi yan. No. But going back to this, ang mga Nograleses ay they're astute people. Alright? Ang mga Nograleses ay after dekada, hirap talaga silang manalo sa Davao at the level they wanted. Although there's one district in Davao na okay naman sila, medyo consistent yung representation nila. Pero overall, ang mga Dutertes and Nograleses have been going at each other since 1990s. And most of the time, the Dutertes came on top. Right? But now, mukhang the Nograleses are going all in. And this was another prediction we made 1 year ago. Kung maalala niyo yung mga RRM natin, maalala niyo yung mga R&R natin, discussion natin, I said, it's not out of the realm of possibility na not one, but multiple Nograleses will challenge top positions in Davao. And that's exactly what has happened. And knowing mga Nograleses, they won't run for office the way they're doing. They're not gonna go multiple positions contestation kung hindi nila alam na malaking chance sila at may laban sila. Now, kanina may magulo dyan. Nagpapagulo na naman si Digong na gusto niya tumakbo. Sabi na tatakbo siya, etc. sa Senate, pero mukhang pampagulo lang nangyari. Alright? But I think if you're Digong, desperate ka na eh. You're trying to say, baka may laban pa kami nationally, and then ma-realize mo kung hindi ka tumakbo, baka purong talong mangyari. Talo ba to? Talo bongo? I won't be surprised. So siguro si Digong sabi niya, medyo may chance ako doon sa SWS. Siguro magparamdam ako. But you could see, they're not very confident anymore. At saka yung style nila na mag-file, tapos replacement, ganun. Laos na yan. 2015 pa yan ginagawa nila. Magto-2025 na po. Ganun pa rin yung style nila. So, those are for me signs of weakness. Not signs of strength or signs of astuteness or adroitness or anything like that. Hindi. Signs yan ng weakness talaga. Now, which brings me to a couple of things before we go back again to this Nograles versus Duterte fight. No? Unahin muna natin itong mga interesting characters over the past 48 hours na who have proven na talaga ang gulo nitong Senado na to. This is ito ang pinakamagulo, pinaka-congested, the only thing na ang daming mga tumatakbong mga characters, alright, whether you want to call them clowns or crooks or whatever, or trapos, is that ang dami sa kanilang matatalo ngayon. Sobrang daming tumatakbo sa Senado, no? And the latest big name to join actually the fray is Willie Revillame, right? Which just tells you, talagang papunta na tayo sa exciting part. Now, Willie Revillame running has its own interesting dynamics. Let me just bring it out. Pakinggan natin. Kasi may kinalaman din ito dun sa mga DDS, 8 Diretso Inodoro, scenario na pinag-usapan natin for quite some time, 'di ba? Pinagtatawanan nila yung mga dilawan dati, ngayon sila malapit na sila uh, ma ma uh, diretso inodoro na sila. Sorry, hindi Bong Revilla, I mean Willie Revilla eh. Si Bong Revilla ang pakinggan lang natin yan. Interesting kasi yung mga explanation ni Willie Revilla may bakit siya tumakbo. Sorry. 1 second. And then, balikan natin. May interesting din ang dynamic. Oh, guys, don't worry about that. Pag-usapan din natin Team Kadiliman. Ay, sorry. Ano ba? Team Kasamaan muna tayo or Team Kadiliman? Ay, ano muna tayo? Dito muna tayo sa kabila. Hindi, pero pag-usapan din natin si Manny Pacquiao because Manny Pacquiao made it very clear he's running on the platform against corruption. And yet, some are wondering, wait, but you're running under BBM? Wala akong sinasabi pero yun yung tanong nila. Anyways.
Una sa lahat, ako po si Wilfredo Bendia Revillame, yan ang tunay kong pangalan. Pero kilala niyo naman ako sa pangalang Willie Revillame, Mindanao.
Yan. Balikan natin yan kasi talagang makita kong desperado na talaga mga dude.
Mahapon sa inyo lahat, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, at saan masulok ng mundo. Una sa lahat, ako po si Wilfredo Bendia Revillame, yan ang tunay kong pangalan. Pero kilala niyo naman ako sa pangalang Willie Revillame. At ako po ay 64 years old. Siguro hindi na ako kailangan mag-explain, hindi na ako kailangan magpakilala sa inyo. For 21 years, meron akong daily show, tanghali, hapon, gabi. So, kumbaga, naging parte na ako ng buhay ng mga Pilipino, lalo na po yung mga nanay, tatay, lolo, lola, yung household. Yun lang ako. At nandito ako ngayon. In fact, meron akong live show ngayon. Nagpaalam muna ako.
Live show talaga.
Naka-feed kami ngayon sa TV5. Naka-feed ko kami ngayon sa show. At yung mga nanonood ngayon doon, nagpaalam muna ako. Sigurado nagsisigawan ngayon doon yun. At wala ako, walang kantahan, walang sayawan, walang hepe-peray muna, walang putukan, at walang Wheel of Fortune. Pero, may mas malaking hangarin at may mas malaking plano para sa bawat Pilipino. Okay? At 2 minutes, siguro mas maganda makatanong na lang para masagot ko na kagad yung mga tanong.
Okay, sige po. Unang tanong, kanina magaling.
Tagalog na lang.
Grabe, Willie the Pooh.
Hernandez,
Grabe naman ko.
Pahiram po ng mikropono. Go, Rhea. Hi, sir. Good afternoon. Rhea Fernandez, TV5. Over here, sir.
Willie na lang. Ganun, sir.
Sir Willie, you mentioned you have a show sa amin, TV5 Will to Win, no? So the next question is, what happens to your show if you are vying for a Senate seat? Anong mangyayari po dun sa Will to Win?
Kasi dapat...
So, alam ko, the rules ng COMELEC, until February 10, pwede pa ako mag-live show. So I still have 5 months na makakapag-live ng 5 to 6:30 sa TV5, sa Facebook na meron kaming followers sa 17,300,000 at 8 million sa YouTube. So, pwede pa ako magtrabaho, pero pagdating ng February 11, mag-start na, and that will start the campaign. So, you know, and then, pag nanalo, pag palarin, at pag pinagalob ng Diyos na ako yung makapaglingkod ng tapat at walang halong pag-iisip ng masama sa aking mga kasama, ako pa'y babalik, like the Senator Tito Soto, na may Itbulaga pa din. Yun lang.
Okay, go ahead. Sir, one additional question po. Ano pong nag-udyok sa inyo para finally tumakbo na po sa pagkasenador?
Yun ang magandang tanong.
Back to your previous statements, hindi nyo po nakikitang tatakbo kayo sa sabak sa politika.
Yun nga
Diba nakikita ko, awayan, mga itokado, ang tingin nila sa mga artista masyadong mababa. Kami may magagandang puso para sa ating mga kabayan.
Ayun naman tayo, puso.
Ng isang senador. Hindi ako abogado, hindi ako nakatapos, pero ang purpose dapat ng bawat senador, bawat nagpa-public servant, bawat namumuno sa anumang local government,
Kuya, may Robin Hood na po tayo.
Ang dapat mong inisip lagi mga kababayan mo.
Kailan mong dagdagan pa si Robin Hood.
Marami ng mga presidenteng dumaan, marami ng senador na dumaan, pero yung buhay natin mga kababayang mahirap, nababago ba? I think, yun ang pinaka-importante. Poverty, yun ang pinakamalaking problema natin. Yung mga batang nangangarap na mag-aral, pag wala ng pera, hindi na natutupad ang pangarap. Yung mga nanay at lola at lola natin na may mga sakit. Alam mo, for 21 years na ako'y nasa daily show, laging ang bulong sa akin ng nanay, lola, lahat. Yung bili ng gamot, Willie. Yung asawa ko may sakit. Willie, pero ang matrikula ng anak. Puro lahat ng iyan ang nadidinig ko for 21 years. Kamati mga kababayan. For 21 years, yung mga tumagbumbulong sa akin ng ganyan, hindi naman ho na bago ang buhay eh. Sa mga marami na nagsilbi sa ating bayan. Wala akong sinasabing iba. Ibig ko lang sabihin, dapat hindi lang batas ng tungkol sa batas na mga kung saan batas. Batas ng mga mahihirap ang kailangan natin. Paano magbibigyan ng magandang buhay ang ating mga kababayang mahihirap? Mga batang nangangarap na walang pambili ng libro, walang sapatos, walang pangmatrikula. Yan, yung mga lola at lola na nanay natin na walang pambiling gamot. Yan, lagi yan ang reklamo nating kababayan. Dapat sa Senado, may batas para sa ating mga kababayan. Saka ako, parang nalulungkot ako pag nakakakita ako ng mga nag-aaway, ego, pagalingan.
Yan, si Robin Hood Padilla. Yung parang katulad.
Busilak ang puso mo sa iyong mga kababayan.
Yun.
Lalo ng mahirap. Kung makikipag-away ako sa Senado, makikipag-away ako para sa mahirap.
Yun. Yan talagang solusyon sa lahat.
Okay,
Ganon kadali lang, guys. Ganon lang ang solusyon sa lahat.
Sir, good afternoon, sir. Sir, two questions lang, sir. Sir, you've been on top of the surveys or if not, pasok po sa winning circle. Ano po yung assessment?
Anong survey
sa chances
sinasabi
po natin?
nito?
Especially you're running as an independent.
Well, hindi ako magpipwedeng mag-desisyon yan. I cannot assess dahil yung publiko yan ay mga tao. Mararamdaman mo lang. Saka, I also have my decision. Kung talagang hindi ako pumapasok sa top 12 o ano, and I will withdraw. Simple lang naman. Ibig sabihin, baka hindi ako gusto ng tao for this privilege na maging senador. I can just come back in my show. Pwede naman ganun eh. Ang hangaran ka naman dito eh. Yun nga, makatulong talaga. Saka makagawa ng kabutihan. Makagawa ng batas. Makagawa ng batas sa ating mga kababayan. Kung nadidinig nyo lang araw-araw ang bulong sa akin ng bawat mahihirap, dudugo ang puso mo. Wala kang pambili ng pagkain eh. Wala nga, tapos makikita mo sa Senado, sa Congress, puro awayan ng awayan. Yung bang nakikita ba na, alam mo, napansin ko, pumunta ka sa mga probinsya, hindi naman nila pinapansin yung mga yan eh. Ang iniisip na yung kakainin ng kanilang pamilya. Sa umaga, sa tanghali, sa gabi, kung paano mabubuhay ang pamilya. Hindi naman nila mapapansin lahat yan. Sa aking pagkakalam, sa research, 94.7% mahirap sa ating bansa.
Ano?
Sir,
Anong research na naman sinasabi ito?
file bills, ano po in particular yung
Ayan,
natin
sige.
top of your mind ngayon?
Pagaling na,
Mga
kuya.
bills for the poor po.
Well, unang-una, yung gusto ko yung kay Senator Angara, yung sa senior, no? Kasi yung 20%, parang kulang yan eh. Kasi every year, tumataas ang mga gastusin natin sa lahat ng bagay, lalo-lalo sa gamot.
90%. Saan niya kinuha yung data na yan?
Papalarin, pagkakalooban ng Diyos na manalo ako, maupo ako sa Senado, ang una kong i-adjust ko yung 30% sa mga seniors PWDs. Mahirap, maging mahirap, napakahirap, parang kung bibili ng gamot. Parang tumatagal ang buhay na mahirap, walang pambiling gamot. I think yan ang isang bill. And then sa mga bata, dalawang bagay lang eh. Ang kinabukasan natin eh, bataan eh. Dapat yung mga eskwela wala ng bayad, libre-libro. Di ba? Yun ang sa local government, sa nakikita ko, sa batas na ginagawa nila, kung talaga magsisilbisyo tayo sa bansa, sa bayan, unahin natin ang mamamayan, hindi ang bayan. Kasi ang nagpapatakbo ng bayan, yung ating mga mamamayan.
Okay.
Dapat malusog yan.
Okay.
Dapat maayos ang pag-iisip. Dapat healthy. Dapat magandang pinabukasan. Dapat nakakapag-aral. Dapat marunong sa buhay. Para hindi lagi dumidepende sa gobyerno.
one last quick question. 1 minute.
Final. Please, last na. Tama na yan.
Sherry Ann.
Sir, magandang
Tama na yan.
po, Sherry Ann Torres, ABS-CBN. Sir, ano yung mga personal na paghahanda po ninyo na ginagawa ngayon? Kasi andun nga yung malaking possibility na isa sa mga araw na to, pala rin kayo na maging senador. At syempre, alam naman po natin na maliban sa busilak na puso, mapupunta talaga kayo at mapupunta sa matindihang debate, lalo na kung ipaglalaban nyo yung mga panukalang batas po ninyo. So, paano po kayo naghahanda sa mga ganito?
Pero hindi ako makikipagdebate. Hindi ako makikipag-away. makikiusap ako at hindi ako hahanap sa TV na nakikipag-away sa kanila. Pakiusapan namin to, ano ba dapat natin gawin para matulungan natin ito mga to? Ano bang batas na pwedeng gawin para naman guminawa ang buhay natin mga kababayang mahirap? So I think yun ang pinaka-importante. Hindi mo kailangan ipakita sa TV na magbabangayan kami, pagalingan ng English, pagalingan ng sinasabi. No, I don't think that's the right thing to do.
Ay, sus.
Maging public servant.
Sige lang.
Mapag-uusapan.
Hindi naman daw tayo Amerikano, kaya
Usapan. My colleagues, pwede ba natin gawin to? May mga lugar tayo naghihirap. Napapansin ko sa bagyo, tuwing may bagyo, lagi may problema, tanggal ang bubong. Yung pupuntahan nila na dapat doon sila ma-accommodate, hindi rin sila, binabaha din yun. Anong dapat na paraan? Isa yan sa mga nakikita ko. Kasi during the time na maraming may bagyo, pinupuntahan ko din yan.
bigyan ng jacket. Yan.
Hindi man ako
Yan,
public
bigyan ng
servant.
jacket mga tao. Oo.
Gusto ko lang makatulong sa ating mga kababayan.
Yun.
Time's up?
Yes po.
Parang ako lang
Yeah.
pinakamabilis ha.
Alam mo, isa sa pinakamalaking frustrations natin. Actually, sa totoo lang, hindi malayo mga sagot niya kay Diwata. Hindi rin malayo yung sagot niya kay, Tagalog ba or English? Sige, Tagalog tayo. Ako po ay Bitag Ben Tulfo. Tayo po ay sa community service, 20 years, journalist. Yan, yung mga, sa totoo lang, hindi malayo yung sinabi niya sa mga kay Diwata. Actually, mas bilib pa ako kay Diwata kasi alam ko si Diwata talaga, naghirap pa siya para umakyat and all of that. So, kapag usapan sipag at tiyaga, sa totoo lang, mas bilib ako kay Diwata kaysa yung anak ni Madam. Di ba? Yung anak ng, maraming lupa. Hindi mo alam paano nakuha yung lupa, pero maraming lupa bigla. Di ba? Alam mo, isa sa pinakamalaking issue ko dito is, yes, tama. Yung mga sinasabi niya, hindi malayo sa sinasabi ni Robin Hood Padilla. Alright? Okay, pakisabi sa akin, anong nakuha natin kay Robin Hood Padilla? Lahat ng time na yan. Number 1 pa si Robin Hood Padilla, di ba? No offense. The guy just went and embarrassed himself with all that urge, and all of that ewan. Right? Anong ginawa ni Lito Lapid? Ni Bong Revilla? So, hindi ko alam yung sinasabi nito mga yan. Hindi ko kinu-question yung kanilang mabuting puso. Pero sir, hindi lang naman ikaw may mabuting puso eh. Mas maraming tao dyan na mabuti din puso at saka may alam din sa buhay, may alam din sa public administration, may alam sa batas, may alam sa mga kailangan gawin. So, I think isa sa mga pinakamalaking problema dito is maraming tao hindi nila naintindihan ano yung trabaho ng senador. No? Anong trabaho sa Senado? Tignan niyo yung ginagawa ng mga matitinong senador. Diba? We don't need to go to Chovisto, we don't need to go. Just look at anong ginagawa ni Riza Hontiveros, 'di ba? Yung level of mastery of details, yung familiarity dun sa governance and management issues, yung methodical approach, attention to details, right? Yung understanding, yung pag-intindi dun sa mga nuances ng mga problema sa ating sistema, lahat ng mga bagay na yan, dapat alam mo yung mga yan. Hindi naman kailangan abogado ka eh. Sherwin Gatchalian, hindi abogado. Riza Hontiveros, hindi abogado. Pero at least, meron ka dapat sharp, meticulous approach. Hindi lang naman si Kuya ang may pagmamahal sa tao. So minsan napapaisip ako, saan nila hindi ba nila alam, ang trabaho ng senador ay hindi, kasi Kuya, kung ganyan gusto mong gawin, magbukas ka ng charity. Sa totoo lang, pwede naman kayo magbukas ng charity. No one is stopping you. O lagay mo, bigyan ng jacket charity. Right? Willie Revilla mas bigyan ng jacket charity. Alright? Tumulong ka sa mga tao. Wala naman, no one is stopping you from helping people and giving out money. Kung or siguro, sa aking palagay, gusto mo tumulong, mag-apply ka mag-DSWD secretary. Kasi sa totoo lang, yung mga sinasabi nilang ganyan, trabaho niya ng DSWD. Diba? So, I think hindi naintindihan ng tao ng ano bang trabaho ng isang legislator. Hindi naintindihan ng tao ano bang trabaho ano ibig sabihin ng checks and balance. Ano bang ibig sabihin ng fiscalizer. Right? Kasi kung gusto mo lang tumulong sa tao, di magbukas ka ng charity. No one is stopping you, sir. Kung gusto mo lang tumulong sa tao, di ba? Mag-apply ka, mag-DSWD ka na lang. Trabaho ka sa DSWD para diretso na yung tulong mo sa mga tao. So, I think, ito yung problema natin na hanggang ngayon, hindi lang yung mga voters, I think, pati itong mga kandidato, hindi nila alam anong trabaho yung na-applyan nila. And as I said again, how sure are we that this guy will do any better than Robin Hood Padilla? Or the Robin Hood Padilla types of this world? I'm just saying, Malaking problema sa hindi ko naintindihan. Okay, sir, sige, mayroon kang messianic complex, gusto mo tulungan tao. Eh di bukas ka ng charity. Hindi naman yan ang trabaho ng senador eh. Tapos yung sinasabi niya, hindi naman ako mag-English, ganun, ganun. Yung ganito, yung ganun yung smart shaming, anti-intellectual, sir naman, competence po ang hinahanap natin. Kaya sabi ko, kung gusto mo tumulong ng ganyan, mag-DSWD ka na lang o magbukas ka ng charity. Ang trabaho po ng senador is to conduct hearings in aid of legislation, to understand the legislative landscape, to understand executive legislative relations, to understand scrutiny, to understand checks and balance, to understand yung mga basics. So, honestly, mas bilib pa ako kay Diwata kaysa yung mga ibang artista dyan na gusto lang nila tumakbo dahil sikat lang sila. At least sigurado kay Diwata, sumikat tong tao na to dahil naghirap siya hanggang nakilala siya. Diba? At kung si Diwata ay tumutulong, hindi yun pera ng programa. At yung may mga ibang tao dyan, meron silang mga show at programa at nagbibigay ng jacket, hindi alam ng tao, actually hindi nila pera yan, pera yan ng programa. Alright? So ako, inisip ko 2024 na po, matagal ko na naririnig itong linya na ito na gusto ko lang tumulong sa tao, bigyan ko sila ng jacket, bigyan ko ng sila. Adi, bumakas ka ng charity. Hindi naman kailangan maging senador ka eh. Diba? Now, in fairness naman kay Boss Willie, I don't think he was like he gave crazy ideas about I mean, wala siyang sinabing batas, no? Any specific. Yeah, mag-NGO ka, tama si Juan. Mag-NGO ka na lang. I mean, sir, honestly, mag-charity ka na lang, mag-NGO ka na lang. Kaya nga may DSWD tayo eh. Do you understand trade policy, industrial policy? Naintindihan mo ba ano ba yung mga batas natin? Kasi para malaman mo ano yung kulang sa ating batas, dapat alam mo ano ang batas natin, ano yung constitutional architecture natin, di ba? Again, hindi mo kailangan maging constitutional lawyer or even a lawyer, but at least meron ka dapat mga basic familiarity. Or doon sa mga public administration issues. So sa totoo lang, parang sinasabi ni Digong yan eh, bigyan niyo ako ng in 6 months, i-solve ko lahat ng problema. As if naman ganun kadali lang yan. So, I think the fact na may mga tao pa rin hanggang ngayon, nakakala nila hanggang yan lang ang trabaho ng senador. At unfortunately, I think mayroon din tayong mga kababayan na sa tingin nila, ganun lang talaga trabaho ng senador. That's worrying to me. That's worrying to me kasi pinapakita talaga nito na kulang talaga tayo sa kahit yung mga pangunahin, yung basic na pag-intindi dun sa mga trabaho ng mga iba't ibang opisyales sa gobyerno. O mag-governor ka na lang, tumulong ka dun sa isang, mag-mayor ka na lang actually. Ang suggestion ko sa mga taong ganito, mag-mayor na lang kayo. Pumili kayo ng taong syudad, mag-mayor na lang kayo, tulungan yung mga tao. Kasi baka mas bagay sa inyo mag-mayor. Para directly matutulungan mo ang tao. Kasi ito, usapin batas. Usapin hearings. So, nung si Riza Ontiveros, again, I'm giving you an example kasi ito yung matinong senador na tumutulong talaga bilang isang senador. Hindi naman si Riza Ontiveros ay umalis lang dyan, nagbibigay ng jacket or what. Si Riza Ontiveros, ang trabaho niya ay sisigurado na walang kalokohan nangyari sa ating politika, sa sistema, may hearings, pinipressure ng government, sa POGO, ALISCO, lahat ng mga kalokohan na yan. Paano tayo umasa na isang mga katulad na ganito ay makakatulong pagdating sa mga hearings na yan? Tapos narinig ko, hindi, magaling naman yung staff and all. Magaling naman yung staff ni Robin Hood Padilla. Magaling ang abogado niya. Nakita niya sa likod na may bigote ganun. Magaling din naman siya. Magaling din naman staff ni Bong Revilla, I'm sure. Magaling din yung staff ni Lito Lapid. Pero ano pong ine-elect natin? Yung staff or yung tao? Diba? I mean, di sana i-elect mo na lang yung staff kung pagalingan lang ng staff. Diba? Actually, the moment na senador ka, madali kumuha ng magaling na tao. Pero at the end of the day, ang decision sa'yo. At ikaw ang binoboto ng tao, hindi yung staff mo. Madali naman kumuha ng magagaling na abogado na mag-staff sa'yo eh. Honestly, mahabang pila yan. Pero ikaw ang binoboto eh. So, sa akin palagay, yan ang naging problema na ginagawang popularity context at ginagawang mayor's office, DSWD, social welfare yung Senado. Senate is not about social welfare alone. Of course, Senate can help with issues na may kinalaman sa poverty alleviation. Yes, given na yan. Pero hindi po yun ang pangunahin na trabaho ng Senado. So it looks like may mga tao dito nag-apply ng trabaho na hindi nila alam ano yung job description. Apply lang sila na apply. Now, as if that wasn't interesting enough, ito si kababayan natin yan.
Ako po, former governor.
Ayun naman, mas interesting pang solusyon ni Kuya.
Ang gagawin ko po, manalo at patalo, yung ginagawa ko na ngayon. Yung model.
Parang wait lang. Manalo, matalo, gagawin ko yan. O di wag ka na tumakbo. Di gawin mo na yan. Bakit ka tatakbo kung yung pala gagawin mo regardless, di ba? But anyway,
ng electric vehicles, electric jeep, electric tricycles, electric motor.
mukhang Department Transportation yatang dapat apply natin. I'm just giving you can see what's going on, right? But okay, shut up na ako.
Cycle.
Tayo nang bahala.
Matagal na pong programa ito ng gobyerno, hindi magawa-gawa. Dahil pinapadala sila sa land bank para umutang. Mag-down payment ng 500,000 ang porsyento. So matagal na po yun. Kita kami minsan ni President Marcos, kako, this time, Mr. President, mangyayari na yan. Dahil ako mag-provide lahat ng electric vehicles,
Lahat.
electric jeep, tricycles, motorcycle,
Sir, Tesla. Gusto ko ng Tesla.
without zero interest,
Without zero interest.
without guarantee from
Without
the drivers.
guarantees. Yun, ayos
Ang
yun.
magagaranti yung mga mayors, governors, or transport group or cooperative.
Okay.
Pilipinas po yun, malaki po yun. Ginagawa ko na.
Okay.
Parating na yung factory ko galing sa Korea, worth 500 billion. At
500
mag-uumpisa na po
billion.
kami by
Wow.
December,
Yaman.
latest, January. Mass production na po kami.
Ayos.
Quality dahil Korean technology, pero dito gagawin. Ang
Ayos.
body, manipis po na bakal, pero hindi kinakalawang.
Okay.
So, na-check na po lahat yan. Yung prototype ng dalawa, nandito na. Ginagamit na ngayon yung mga transport.
Sige, hintayin nyo pa. Hindi pa tapos. Hindi lang without zero interest.
Sa bahay,
Hintayin nyo pa.
sabi ko, hanapin nyo muna yung pinakamura para hindi nyo ko mabintangan na nagde-negosyo dahil tulong ko lang lahat to sa ating mga drivers na walang sasakyan para sa mga mahirap. So nagharap po sila sa China, Korea.
Oh, may China rin. BYD.
3 million.
Yun.
Kako, para tunay na tulong gagawin ko, ibibigay ko lang sa inyo 1.2.
Okay. Okay.
More than one half ang hinati ko. 1.2.
Hindi, actually,
Ang Pilipinas po yun. At may
40% off yata.
yung card na ginagawa na namin, meron kaming card na
Ayan,
ginagawa
yung card,
sa-
pare. Ayos.
na kung anong bayad nila, yun ang card nila.
Yun.
Etong card na ito,
Yun.
international, worldwide, dahil Visa card, Narbacan card, lahat ng bayan magkakaroon.
Okay.
Buong Pilipinas, mamimigay kami libre with bank account, credit card na as a debit card.
Okay, ah.
So, ito po, gawa-gawa na namin pero maandar. So yun po gagawin ko, manalo at matalo, para matulungan ang ating kababayan, uunlad na nating bansa, dahil naandar ang ekonomiya natin pag nasa bangko ang pera.
Okay.
Ang pera, ang mga tao ngayon, karamihan, nasa unan lang, tinatago kung saan saan tinatago.
Yun lang.
Pag
Oo.
nawala, away. Pag hawak-hawak, may taya sabong, nawala na. So, makakatulong po ito, kaya gawa ko na, gagawin ko, at mas marami akong magagawa, mas madali ko magawa kung ako ihalal na senador.
Yun.
Salamat, sir.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, tanong po.
Medyo, you're free to watch it on your own. Ito yung version na in-edit ko pa, nilagay ko parang ano, you're free to version, the full version. Online yan. Rappler usually has the best actually full footage and all of that and angle. Ito naman, mukhang Department of Transportation ang kailangan ni Kuya or LTFRB. So, again, I'm not sure, hindi ko alam ano yung economics ng kanyang Narbacan card na, I mean, sa totoo lang, wala akong problema. Kung manalo si Camille Villar, sana may Camellia Home tayong libre. Okay ako dyan, boto ako dyan. Kay Sir naman, meron tayong credit card. At 40% off sa electric. Okay ako dyan. Libre naman jacket kay Willie. Okay din. Sa totoo lang, wala akong problema. Wala akong problema dyan. I'm just saying, this just tells you guys, di ba? Like, I'm not sure people understand ano ba ang trabaho ng senador. Hindi ito ay nagbibigay ng freebies. Alright? At mukhang yung iba mas bagay sa Department of Transportation, isa mas bagay sa DSWD. So, interesting yan. May na-comment kanina na depressed daw siya nung nakikita na itong mga to kasi ibig sabihin, dahil wala daw siyang tiwala na baka manalo pa daw yung mga ganito, ganyan. Ito lang masasabi ko, sa daming mga ganito ang tumatakbo, maraming hindi mananalo. So, yun lang. I'm just saying, sa daming tumatakbo nakakaiba, marami rin hindi mananalo nakakaiba. So, actually, the more the merrier and the better. Kumbaga. So, actually, don't be surprised, maraming mga malalaking pangalan na hindi ubra sa election neto. I honestly, I'm not even sure Villar or Binay would win in this race. Never mind the other ones. And actually, as far as the surveys is concerned, there's the last survey I saw that Willie Revilla may actually had a chance. Had a chance. That's number 10 to 17 is Pulse Asia. Pero ito yung time na si Abby at Isko ay pasok pa. This is March. Iba na yung mga surveys ngayon. Mahirapan si Willie Revilla or even si Abby. Si Isko nga, nag-give up na eh. Nag-ano na lang, nag-mayor na lang. Kaya si Mark Gamboa na lang tatakbong senador. I'm just telling you guys. This is interesting. Kasi sa dami nilang tumatakbo ng ganitong style, ang dami rin matatalo. Ang dami rin matatalo. So anyway, but the next one actually could be someone who has a good chance, at least based on the surveys we're seeing. Ito naman tao na to ay, of course, mahal na to, people's champ. At the same time, of course, ito yung pinaka number one sa absentee. Sa dami niyang absent sa Senado at sa Congress, feeling ko matatapat niya yung record niya sa boxing dun sa record niya sa absentee. Alright? Pero, ganun naman, basta. But, I find the case of former Senator Manny Pacquiao more interesting because this is a person who very strongly ran on the anti-corruption campaign and was very, very critical, by the way, of Marcoses during election noong 2022. In fact, so much so na biglang naging beshi pa sila ni Lenny, even if this is the same Manny Pacquiao who was part of the PDP Laban Party. This is the same Manny Pacquiao na bumoto, last time I checked, not in favor but actually kind of against former Senator Leila de Lima when all of those crazy whatever charges na Harry Roque kind of charges were being filed against her. But anyway, past is past, as they say. Tingnan natin anong explanation ni Manny Pacquiao for running for Senate again. Siguro gusto niya tapatan yung absentee record niya, di ba? Ay, pero medyo similar din. Gusto niya tumulong sa bayan. Suggestion ko yung mag-DLG secretary na lang siya, pero sige lang.
Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. Bago ang lahat, para ahensya ng gobyerno na source of corruption, which is yung road board. Inabulis natin dahil redundant siya sa trabaho ng DPWH. Not only that, inimbestigahan natin yung issue ng road right of way na malaking halaga, billions of pesos ang ninanakaw doon. Ang daming anomalya. At hindi lang po yan, marami tayong mga ebidensya.
Alright.
Korupsyon na
Mukhang pang ombudsman office dapat to.
sa aking damdamin na makita dito sa ating bansa. Dahil ako naniniwala,
Yun.
kaya naghirap ang ating bansa, kaya naghirap at nagdusa ang sambayanang mga Pilipino. Maraming mga walang trabaho.
Okay.
Bagsak ang ekonomiya natin dahil po yan sa korupsyon. Ang korupsyon talaga ang kanser ng ating bansa. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yan po ang dahilan bakit sadsad, bagsak ang ating ekonomiya at ang daming mga Pilipino na walang trabaho. Wala pong mangyayari sa bansa natin. Walang mangyayari sa kinabukasan natin kung hindi po tayo lalaban at labanan ang korupsyon ng ating bansa.
Right.
Kailangan pigilan po
Yes, totoo yan.
ang korupsyon dahil yung korupsyon po sa aking kaalaman, sa aking nadiskubre, yan po talaga.
Yun.
Ginagawa nila ang
Ombudsman talaga ombudsman.
politics as a business.
Yun, totoo yan. In fairness.
Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat at naway pagpalain palagi tayo ng Panginoon.
Maraming salamat sa
Ayan na.
question na po sa media.
That's it.
Anyone? Okay. Sherry Ann Torres, ABS-CBN.
That's it. Di mahanap ng microphone. Sige lang. Storya.
Magandang hapon. Hi, sir. Sir, nung 2022 presidential elections, isa kayo dun sa naging hardest critic ni dating nung nooy candidate na si Ferdinand
Wala akong sinasabi.
Jr.
Yun.
Gaano kahirap sa inyo para mag-consider na una, lumipat sa kanyang partido at
Yun.
ay tumakbo sa ilalim ng
BBM.
party niya?
Sige lang.
Hindi naman po
Sige lang.
nag-criticize ako ng todo sa ating Pangulo.
Yun.
Ang tinanong lang ako ng media noon,
Wait. Wait. Sir, matapang ka, 'di ba, sir? Ito ano ulit yung sinabi ni balikan natin yung sinabi ng eleksyon 'Di ba, beshi pa nga sila ni Lenny bigla dahil dun sa mga ano niya. Okay, balikan natin Sige ba. Just to set the record straight. Dapat next na pag nagtanong ka, basahin mo yung quote Ito. Alam mo naman ito. Nung tinanong siya nung presidential debate, ito po yung sinabi ni ni Manny Pacquiao. May bahit ng corruption, may issue ng corruption, 'di ba? Alam mo naman ng corruption sa ating bansa, 'yan ang dahilan kung bakit tayo. So, like he was asked by Tito Boy Abunda, bakit hindi dapat iboto si Senator Marcos? Remember, 'di ba? Doon sa Tito Boy show, 'di ba? May part na parang fast talk, 'di ba? 'Di ba si Lenny tinanong, bakit dapat hindi pwede botohin si Marcos? Sabi niya kasi sinungaling. Naalala mo 'yan sila. Ito naman nung tinanong siya, bakit hindi si BBM? Ito yung sabi niya. May bahit ng corruption, may issue ng corruption. All right? I think that's as crystal clear as tapos biglang ngayon wala ako parang Ronald Llamas sumagot baka nga si Ronald yata nag-advise dito, wala akong sinasabi ang sinasabi ko lang may bahit, pero hindi katulad ni Buti na senador, di ba? Sabi niya I'm just being clear, guys. Post natin dyan. You just read for yourself. You can actually check it online. Nasa YouTube yan. Nung tinanong si Manny Pacquiao ni Tito Boy. Hindi ko lang malabas yan kasi mag-copyright tayo at saka baka magalit si Tito Boy sa akin. Ito. Pero tingnan natin yung sagot niya. Interesting.
na about sa corruption. Sabi ko, kung may ninakaw, dapat ibalik. Kung may ninakaw, ang konstitusyon natin, ang
Sige lang.
gobyerno natin kailangan ng due process.
Sige lang. Uy!
And then,
Uy! Due process daw, guys. Due process. Di ba supporter siya ni Digong back in the day? Ano po yung sinabi niya sa due process nung pinag-usapan ng extrajudicial killings? Ano ulit yung due process na sinabi niya? Interesting.
pagkakaalaman, bayan, siguro sa habang panahon,
Sige lang.
ito, imulat natin ang mga mata natin dahil may matatalino naman tayo.
Totoo.
Imulat natin.
Sige lang.
Lagi natin sinisisi ang pamilya Marcos pagdating sa korupsyon.
Kawawa naman
Hindi ba
sila.
natin nakikita na sa panahon ng Marcos,
Ayan na.
ang bansa natin number 1 sa ekonomiya? May kurap pang bansa na number 1 sa ekonomiya. Sige.
Sir, ano po yung datos nyo? Number 1 saan? Ano po yan? Anong World Bank po yan? IMF po yan? I'm now in Solid North. Pero alam mo, kahit sa Solid North, di namin sinasabi number 1. Sinasabi namin number 2 sa Asia. After Japan. Kay Kuya, number 1 na. Nalampasan pa natin ang Japan. Ibang klase talaga, ibang klase. Of course, the reality is far more complicated kasi actually in per capita income, bumaksak pa tayo noong 1970s. Pero mahabang usapan. Pero talo pa kami mga Solid North. Okay? Kapsat. Di ba? Kapsat. Bagam nga han nga met nga number 1, number 2. Number 2 han nga number 1. Pero number 1 isu na Talo pa kami. Parang na-insecure yung pagka-Solid North ko, sir Number 2 lang kami. Ikaw number 1. Talaga ibang klase. Sabi niya noon bahit na corruption, my God. Tapos ngayon biglang, wala akong sinasabi. Number 1 pa nga kami. Ano bang sinasabi? Parang Ronald Llamas style yan
In reality lang in reality lang.
Oo, reality, sir. Ano bang ulit? Sige lang.
Hindi kurap ang bansa natin. Sad tayo.
Sige lang.
For how many decades, pabagsak ng pabagsak ang ekonomiya natin. Maraming mga Pilipino na walang trabaho. Yan ang hinahanap.
Wait. Sinong presidente ngayon? Marcos Jr. Tapos ang sinasabi niya, baksak yung economy natin. So okay ka sa mga... Wait. Gets nyo? Kung ang presidente mo ngayon ay Marcos Jr., tapos sinasabi mo baksak ng ekonomiya, so sinong sisisihin natin? Pader? Sisisihin natin ang panahon, climate change, 'Di ba? If ganun ka malala ang sitwasyon. By the way, hindi ko sinasabi okay ang situation natin sa Pilipinas. Ang sinasabi ko lang, parang medyo weird sa akin na sasabihin mo baksak yung bansa and then okay, tapos dinidefend mo pa yung pamilya ng kasalukuyan na presidente. Parang weird 'yun ah. At sinasabi ko yan para sa ating mga ka-DDS kasi kasama niyan, 'di ba? Ka-DDS niyan dati, 'di ba? So kung sinasabi niya baksak ang economy natin, sinong sinisisi niya? Si Digong or si BBM? Alam nga sisisihin pa niya si yung ano na, mga dilawan na 10 years ago or 10 years ago ay yan ang malabo sa atin, di ba? Medyo malabo, di ba? Parang kung baksak ng economy natin, kung sobrang malalang situation, at ang pangalan ng presidente ay Marcos Jr., bakit bilib na bilib siya sa mga Marcoses? At sabi ko nga, talo pa nga kami mga Ilocano. Sa amin, ang istorya namin, ang version ng istorya namin, number 2 kami after Japan. Ang version ni Kuya, number 1 sa mundo. Forget about Asia. Like, number 1 tayo. Number 1 in what? Corruption? Di ba? Like, it's interesting.
So, yan ang gusto kong i-establish yung legacy na makagawa tayo ng legacy ito hindi para magpayaman. At nakita ko ang programa ng Pangulo
Yun.
dito sa bagong Pilipinas
Ayun pala eh.
na magkaroon ng trabaho
Ayun pala eh.
bawat Pilipino.
So, ginagawa pala ni BBM ang...
Bawat pamilya
Okay na pala tayo.
dapat suportahan natin. Hindi pa maganda yan?
Kaya nga.
Sa lahat ng mga nag-criticize sa ating administrasyon, mag-isip po.
So wait. So kung napakagaling ang presidente natin, bakit baksak yung economy natin? So sinong sinisisi niya? Corruption ni BBM or corruption ni Digong? Diba? I mean, sinong sinisisi? Hindi ko talaga, I mean, di ba? Kung baksak ang economy natin, ba't mo sinisuportahan yung president ngayon? Kung napakagaling yung presidente natin ngayon, bakit baksak ang economy? Kung argument mo is kasalanan dating presidente, si Digong yan, bakit di pangalanan mo? Bakit ka aliado ni Digong dati? Bakit ka PDP laban dati? Bigla ka nang hindi. Guys, honestly, personally, gusto ko si Manny Pacquiao. I think he's a great boxer. I'm proud of him as a Filipino, as a boxer. I think he's one of the greatest. You don't believe me? Watch Joe Rogan. Alright? For Joe Rogan, he's better than Mayweather. I am proud of him. I think he's a good person. I think he has a good heart. Just to be clear, wala akong issue sa kanya as a person. I think he's good. At saka, in fairness sa kanya, marangal siya in terms of naging bilyonaryo siya sa marangal na parahan. Pero ang tanong dito is hindi yung kabutihan ng kanyang puso. Ang issue dito is hindi yung punch power niya. 'Di ba? Tanungin mo na lang si tanungin mo na lang si Speed. 'Di ba? Hindi naman tanong dito yung kanyang kagalingan sa boxing. Ang tanong po dito is unang-una kung baksak yung economy natin pero magaling si BBM, so paano connected 'yan, 'di ba? And then bakit mo kailangan maging senador para labanan ng korupsyon? Remember, you're becoming a senator para bantayan mo yung mga mali ng ginagawa ng administration. So, advice ko lang kay Pacquiao, explain mo. So, siguro, pwede sabihin ni Pacquiao, kasalanan ng dating administration dahil sa corruption nila, salamat kay BBM, ngayon may pag-asa tayo. Pero ang tanong dito is, ano yung ginagawa ni BBM para labanan ng corruption na kailangan mo suportahan sa Kongreso or sa Senado? Hindi niya sinasagot eh. Kaya hindi ko talaga gets. Yeah, Joe Rogan is horrible and everything, but in martial arts, he's my man, okay? Like, yung politics na is ewan, pero
Tayo,
galit pa siya, oh.
hindi ito
Sige lang.
labanan ng bawat pamilya, kundi ipinaglalaban natin dito ang kinabukasan ng ating bayan. Kinabukasan ng sabayan ng Pilipino.
Para sa iyo,
Alalahanin natin,
ang laban na to.
Kahit ano ka man ka-powerful, kahit ano ka man
Para
kayaman,
sa iyo.
kahit ano ka man sikat,
Dapat may soundtrack.
tandaan ninyo,
Laban na to.
tayo ito sa mundo.
Para sa iyo.
Maalala ng tao yung legasiya na
Ang
nagawa
laban na to.
sa taong bayan. Legasiya na nagawa mo sa buhay kung sino yung natutulungan mo.
Yun.
Pero kung ang legasiya mo,
Papunta naman tayo.
masama, magnanakaw ka, hindi ka makakalimutan ka ng susunod na henerasyon. Yun po ang
Pero hindi eh. Nanalo sila ulit, di ba? Yung mga corrupt ng panahon ng... Ewan ko talaga. Ang hirap. Kaya nga ayoko magpolitika eh. Tignan mo naman ang pinaggagawa nilang acrobatics, di ba? Ang hirap magpolitika sa Pilipinas. Grabe, what the things you need to do. Talaga. It's ridiculous. Honestly, that's embarrassing. Honestly, sir. I'm saying this as someone na alam ko mabuting tao si Pacquiao, pero this is crazy. Walang connect sa sinasabi niya sa trabaho ng Senado. Walang connect yung sinasabi niya na magaling yung administration para napakabaksak yung bansa. So saan galing yung corruption? Sa ARE, sa aliens? Di ba? Tapos, yun ang pinaka-hurt ako, na talo pa kami mga Ilocano. Number 2 kami. Siya kanya, number 1 pa si Marcos Sr. So, wala. Awanin, nagawit tayo yun. Awanin, nalpasin. Nagawit tayo yun. Nakabakisuna. Numero 1, loyalty. Alright. Oh man, okay. So just watch the rest of it. Honestly, I find it painful. Because actually I like Manny Pacquiao. I think he's a great athlete. I think he's a good person, etc. Hindi siya madanakaw, malinis siya and all of that. But that's not enough for me. It's more than that, right? Medyo may standard tayo. Standard natin. Ginagawa ni Risa, ginagawa ni, like all the great people, Miriam Defensor. I can go on and on. People from all different. Hindi, this is not about being right and left. I'm okay with Sherwin. I'm okay with Risa. I'm okay definitely with Mom Miriam Defensor. One of my proudest moments is doing some projects and works with Mom Miriam Defensor. I can name many people from across the political spectrum. Hindi ito about partisanship. It's about the minimum things na in-expect natin sa isang senador. Oh, by the way, kasama dyan, hindi ka absent parati ng nakikiboxing na kung saan-saan. Or, just saying. Okay, alright. Now, parang hindi na ako maakusa na, ang tawag doon yung parang clickbait. Pero favorite ko pa rin yung kay Sir, Tagalog ba or English? Tagalog, sige, Tagalog tayo. Tapos nga, I'm Ben Tulfo, otherwise known as Bintag, 20 years in journalism. Sino nagsabi na sinabi ni Jokoy na accent daw yan ng mga ni Elvis Presley? Hindi daw accent ng California. Hindi daw siya California. Elvis Presley daw. Actually, sa bagay, is Elvis, saan galing si, Tennessee ba si Elvis Presley? Tennessee. Anyway, let's go and wrap it up because I don't want to be accused of, balikan natin itong issue na to. So just as we predicted dito sa RRM, RNR, at saka dito sa deep dive show natin, the Nograleses will vie for the Davao top offices. And I think this shows, guys, fundamentally na medyo talagang survival mode na, desperado ng mga Dutertes. Etong pampagulo ni Digong na tatakpong Senate, hindi, mayor ako, hindi Senate ako, that's desperation. 2015, that was innovation. But now, it's desperation. That means, alam na alam ni Digong na halos baka isa sa kanilang mga DDS ay hindi makapasok sa Senate. My God, tignan mo yung Senate race. Pati nga si Pacquiao na Mindanao and na PDP laban dati, nasa administration na ngayon. Paakyat silang lahat. Si Abalos, paakyat na. Halos lahat na nakita mo, yung 12 sa slate ng administration. Plus yung mga independents katulad ni Willie Revilla, katulad ni Bintag, ganun. Hindi ko alam kung may chance pa kahit isa sa mga Duterte or isa sa mga DDS manalo. Si Ronald Llamas, I know the other day said hindi mananalo si Bato. Halos sigurado siya. And ngayon, bati si Bongo alanganin. Si Digong, honestly, tingnan niyo si Digong. Do you think he can run for Senate? I don't know, man. Now, going back to this, the Nograleses could be the ultimate clincher sa ating politika with huge implications. Now, let's make absolutely clear. The Nograleses are political dynasties. Dynasties sila, no? Pero they're very different kind of dynasties. Na-interview ko dati nung nasa GMA ako, si back then Executive Secretary Nograles. Very smart guy. Pisay, Ateneo Law, I think nag-Harvard Law School later on, etc. No, but this is not about, hindi ito usapin ng credentials and school and all. Ako, mas believe ako dun sa matalino na organic kaysa yung credentials and all. Kasi marami naman magaling mag-game ng system. Nakapagpasok kung anong eskwela, hindi naman magaling. Pero matalino talaga sila eh. Matalino talaga sila. Hindi ko kilala si Migs Nograles personally. At hindi ko nakausap yung ibang kapatid ng Nograles. Pero alam ko, for instance, ito sobrang talino. Sobrang galing. Sabi nga, data man eh. Like when you're talking about issues, alam niya yung mga datos. Matalino, meticuloso. Again, dynasties na mga to. So, I mean, hindi ko sinasabi na sila ay progressive leader, whatever. But they're very different kind of dynasty. Walang bahit na EJK, walang bahit na Kibuloy stuff, walang bahit na pro-China, walang bahit ng, alam mo na, confidential fund, walang bahit na mga, alam mo na, mga kabastusan and all of that. None of that. Very well educated, very, very prim, very proper, very intelligent, very, well, traditional politician, sure, but a very different kind of trapo from the, alam mo na, warlord type. So, hindi sila warlords. The Dutertes, honestly, they can be classified as warlords. Right? Hindi sila ordinaryong dynasty. And kilala ko sila. Itong mga Nograles ay hindi tatakbo sa ganitong mga matataas na posisyon sa Davao. Hindi nila i-challenge yung mga Dutertes directly because they learned their lesson. Because back in the day, yung kanilang ama tried to challenge mga Dutertes 1997 pa lang, if I'm not mistaken. At natalo sila. And there was time na almost they were obliterated, no, nung time ni Digong, no. So first of all, they learned lesson from their past na hindi mo i-challenge mga Dutertes at their strongest. That's a recipe for disaster. In fact, they so much learned from that experience na si Nograles ay sumali sa administration bilang executive secretary. Si Nograles doon sa administration ni Digong. They were smart enough to realize that if you cannot beat them, not only don't challenge them, join them. Right? Join them. At least officially join them. Alright? Kaya sa Malacanang ko in-interview si Nograles back in the day. Pangalawa, I think the Nograleses are also reading, diba, the direction of the wind. Right? Nakikita nila saan papuntang mga bagay-bagay. Nakikita nila na bugbog-sarado mga Duterte sa Quadcom investigations, bugbog-sarado si Sara sa confidential funds. Kita nila, there's always the shot of the ICC. And don't worry, again, yung mga ka-DTS, excited kayo. Sige, tapos ng September, October, darating yan. Excited, wag kayong mag-alala. Kaya nga panic mode si Digong kasi alam niya, yari sila, dami. And even now, openly, Digong is suggesting na he might even attend some of the Quadcom meetings. Sabi lang niya, huwag sila magtanong ng mga foolish stuff. So he knows. Alanganin sila. And as we discussed dun sa mga, yung previous interviews natin with Justice Scarpio na taga Davao, at yung mga ibang tao na alam nila yung mga nangyari on the ground, including Senator Trillanes sa mga others, alam nila, ang mga Dutertes don't have the machine, don't have the goons, they're very vulnerable right now. And the Nograleses, most importantly now, will be supported by the administration. So lahat ng makinarya ng administration will be behind them in ways that was not there for a very long time. So, hindi ko sinasabi matatalo mga Duterte sa kanilang home base. But this is the first time we see the Dutertes, at least as far as I've been, since I've been following the Duterte saga, right? This is the first time na makikita mo talaga they are on their back foot, right? So kung sa MMA boxing yan, they're on their back foot. Hindi na sila sa offensive mode, kumbaga, di ba? Nasa back foot na sila. And talagang And there's a reason why bakit Digong is considering running for mayor. Na hindi ko alam baka at the end of the day kasi pipili si Digong eh. Dalawang risk niya, di ba? Kung maketch siya sa Senate, at least may pag-asa yung mga DDS na kahit isa or dalawa makapasok sa Senado. That might give them a national voice. Not necessarily immunity, but some sort of voice and platform. But vulnerable sila at home. The fact na si Baste pinush to just run for vice mayor, that tells you they already know na vulnerable si Baste. At they're not doing very well also in Davao. At the same time, if Digong stays, there's even more reason na susuportahan ng mga Nograles all the way para kung matalo nila si Digong, wala talaga, yari talaga yung mga yan. Talagang they're out. Imagine if mga Duterte, even sa kanilang bailiwick. Imagine a Duterte loss in Davao. Or actually not a loss. It's very possible Digong will still win, pero close fight. Guys, walang nangyaring close fight sa Davao mayoral race since ever. And yes, tama si JC. Tingnan niyo naman si Digong. This is not the same Digong na sobrang dynamic and all of that. Marami ako nakausap sa Davao, including yung mga galit kay Digong. Sabi nila, alam mo Richard, kung na-meet mo si Digong nung yung mga 40 years old, 50 years old, even nung 60-year-old siya, he was very dynamic. Kahit ayaw na mo sinasabi niya, kahit naiinis ka sa kanya, kahit wala kang tiwala sa kanya, matalino tong tao na to. Di ba? So what I'm saying is you have to look at the trend lines here. Imagine 2-3 months ago, akala ni Sara kahit tatlong Duterte pasok. Ngayon kahit isa, yari sila. Imagine 1 year ago, everyone thought mga Dutertes, kaya nilang tapatan si BBM head to head. Now look at the situation sa kanila. And now, you don't believe me, background check mo yung mga Nograles. Mga matatalinong tao na yan. I'm not saying they're gonna win. It's very likely that they'll lose and this is a big bad gamble. It's very possible. It's very, very possible. But I don't think Nograles will risk everything and take on the Dutertes kung wala silang sense na ang laki ng chance nila na eventually mapalitan nila yung rehimen sa Davao. I think they really made that calculation. Okay, let me just read from this news kasi kahapon nakita natin yung resignation letter ni former secretary and commissioner for civil service na si Nograles. And then now suddenly we see multiple Nograleses running for top offices sa Davao. So I'm just saying, this tells you all right? So, this is from this news by Ferdinand Cabrera and Herbie Gomez. Nograles siblings challenge Duterte's in Davao with mayoral and congressional bids. All right. So former CSC chairman Carlo Nograles, I keep on saying, I was referring to Carlo, sorry. Carlo runs for mayor while si Migs challenges Paulo Duterte in Davao's 1st congressional district. So former Civil Service Commissioner Chairman Carlo Nograles ay officially nag-file na kanyang kandidasiya for Davao Mayor kanina, October 8, while yung kanyang kapatid is now running against Pulong. So he's challenging Digong while the other one is challenging Pulong. I think if you're Digong, probably he was thinking about running for Senate, but I think Digong is not confident enough na kaya ni Baste si Carlo. I think if it's head-to-head Carlo versus Baste, alanganin sila. Digong is obviously Digong, but this is also not the best version of Digong, right? So the move on the Nograles was seen as a challenge to the Davao dynasty. The 48-year-old Carlo, a former congressman who served as cabinet secretary, I keep on saying executive secretary, cabinet secretary, during the Duterte administration, filed yung COC niya today in Davao. Alright, that's quite cojones. Duterte naman earlier filed his COC for Davao's mayoral office kahapon with his son Baste as his running mate. Carlos' sister, Puwersa ng Bayaning Atleta, party list representative Margarita Migs Nograles, filed her COC naman sa 1st District. Carlos' decision to run, importante yan, for mayor rekindled memories of long and bitter feud between the Duterte and Nograles families which began in the 1990s. Duterte and late Prospero Nograles, yung kanilang ama, a former House Speaker and representative of Davao's 1st District, had been seen at the center of rivalry. Pero the Nograles patriarch first challenged Duterte during the first bid for re-election as mayor in 1990s pa, hindi pala 1990s, early 1990s pa. Duterte originally won the mayoral post in 1998 race against Zafiro Respicio, a key figure in the anti-Marcos movement in Davao's first post-EDSA revolution. Respicio, who had served as officer in charge of Davao City government following the 1986 revolution, faced off against Duterte, his vice mayor, in the city's first election of the newly ratified post-EDSA constitution. Pero despite Respicio's political credentials, including being a student leader to councilor and later assemblyman in 1940, Duterte emerged victorious in 1998 mayoral race. In 1992, Duterte again defended the position, this time against Nograles, marking the beginning of a 2-decade-long rivalry. Nograles attempted to unseat Duterte in that election but lost. 3 years later, he was elected Davao's 1st District representative, a post he held until 1988 when he ran for mayor once more, this time against Duterte's vice mayor and bet Benjamin de Guzman. Nograles was defeated by de Guzman while Duterte won the city's 1st District representative. Eventually, Duterte severed ties with de Guzman and unseated him in 2001. Mayores, talaga mga Duterte talaga. Even after Nograles' rise to the House speakership, his ambitions to become Davao mayor remained elusive. In 2010, he suffered another defeat, this time against Sara Duterte. So the Nograles-Duterte rivalry has been going on for quite some time. But after 2016, nung nanalo si Digong sa presidency, talagang medyo the Nograles had to go effectively into political oblivion. But they, very, very Deng Xiaoping, very Chinese, diba? Bide your time, hide your claws. Now, I think they're sensing their opening. So, this is what I'm saying, guys. Fascinating how we saw these trend lines emerging months and months ago. Nasabi ko, increasingly, hindi na ito competitive fight. Hindi ito one powerful dynasty against the other. No, now it's gonna be BBM, machinery, resources, money, big names against a Dutertes who will have to even fight in their own backyard. What a turn in events. What a turn in events. And what a race to watch. So I'm looking forward to watching also the race in Davao. It will be quite an interesting showdown. Quite an interesting showdown. And if Digong runs for Senate, maybe he has a chance to be a senator, but that will still not give him any kind of legal immunity against ICC. But there's even a higher chance for the Nograleses to completely uproot the Dutertes and take them out and take over the Davao leadership. Kaya nga sabi ko noon, dapat si Sara mag-resign na lang siya, takbo na lang siyang mayor kasi mukhang alangan yung tatay niya at mga kapatid niya at this point in time. On that note, thank you very much again guys. I hope hindi naman kayo magagalit. Alam ko maraming mga ka-DDS dyan nagalit sa atin. Yung mga ibang loyalists sa atin, nagagalit sila sa akin kasi sabi na, wag naman kontrahin si Pacquiao. Hindi na tayo number one, number two, number one pala tayo. Paano ng diktatorya? Sige. Ayun na lang. Kay Manny Pacquiao na lang tayo. Mas more solid north than solid north. Diba? And I'm looking forward. Imagine mo, may Camellia Homes tayong libre, meron tayong Narbacan na free, meron pa tayong 40% na discount sa EV, meron pa tayong libreng jacket na bibigay ni Willie. Man, what else to ask for? This is gonna be the most interesting Senate race. And on that note, thank you very much. God bless, and please continue to pray for Lola's soul, and also for her family and everyone. Of course, I'm worried also about my titas, everyone, my mom, everyone. Of course, I know they're also very very affected. So we have to stay strong, and we have to pray, and we have to continue to go for good vibes and all of that. So I hope guys, pwede natin i-separate yung political sentiments natin from our humanity. As I said, in person, marami tayong na-meet, DDS, loyalists, I'm sorry for using the terms. Actually, I know in reality, we all have our own opinions and ayoko i-box ang mga tao. I'm just saying, marami tayong mga kaibigan na nakausap na sobrang layo yung kanilang mga convictions sa buhay or pananaw sa buhay. Pero okay lang sa akin yan. At the end of the day, I know kahit sinong binoboto nyo, gusto natin ng best for the country. Yun lang sana. Let's vote for the right people. And eventually, we get more and more right people into power. And that was the subject of my column today on Philippine Daily Inquirer. Leila, Lenny, and a ray of hope. Pag-usapan natin yan more in the rest of the week. Thank you so much. God bless. Talk to you soon. Thank you very much, guys.